Welcome back to Axis Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough review of One Piece episode 597. And if you remember from last episode, we find out Tashigi is now fighting Luffy, but that fight does not stick. In fact, Smoker jumps in and is now fighting Luffy. And that fight doesn't end up sticking. I know, Smoker versus Luffy, it was a great build-up. However, Luffy, he's not taking the fighting seriously. He knows the truth. He knows Tashigi and Smoker are not in their bodies. They've switched because of law. So of course, Luffy, he's not taking this fight serious, and he tells Smoker, come back when you're back in your body and when you're stronger. I'm like, what? Luffy is giving Smoker a pass? No. I did not like that at all. It was a good build-up, and Luffy's walking away from it. Now, moving on past that, we are taking to a little cutscene with Smiley. Smiley is now on one of G5's ships with G5's crew surrounding him. And I thought, okay, maybe this is going to go somewhere. G5 botched this up so bad that it's not even funny. They forgot the key thing about Smiley. Smiley is made up of gas. Poisonous gas, but gas nonetheless. And what does G5 do? They use a flamethrower on Smiley, and they blow the whole boat, the Kingdom Come. I'm like, G5, what the hell? You should have told Smoker, hey Smoker, what's our next move? Should I use an open flame on a poisonous gas? No? Okay. Man, G5, you guys are a bunch of morons. But again, G5's ship, as well as all the crew that was on the ship in general, they're gone. Smiley has exploded everywhere. Definitely worth mentioning. Now, moving on past that, we are taking to a little cutscene with Sanji's group. Now, Sanji's group, they discover Smiley's other body, which is producing the little mini-me's of Smiley, of course, like the little slime. And they do absolutely nothing, but at least they found something. Yeah. It's something, right? Now, toward the end of the episode, we get to see Luffy grab Caesar Clown. That was the dramatic build-up, and I love it. We get to see Luffy use his haki on Caesar Clown and grab him at the end of the episode. And that's where the episode ends. I don't have my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. Let's get things started. Let's jump right in. So we open up this episode with Sanji's group. Now, what's interesting about Sanji's group right now is that Zoro, out of nowhere, notices that the water that's right in front of them that has the samurai's torso probably at the bottom is now filled with toxic crap from Smiley. Yeah, the whole water, all this, I guess you call it a lake or a sea. Lake sounds a little more efficient. This lake is filled with toxic crap from Smiley, which is not good, for at least the samurai's torso anyways. And they see all these dead fish come out of the water. They're dead, they're not alive, just like fish bodies everywhere. And Sanji, he strips down. Now remember, Sanji's in Nami's body, and I thought he was going to do something to Nami's body because, you know, just a tank top, but no, he doesn't do anything. Sanji, this is his thing. He's taking responsibility for the samurai. He strips down since he is a great swimmer, and he's not a devil fruit user, so the water's not going to weight him down. Goes into the water. So Sanji strips down and goes into the water to get the samurai's torso. Definitely worth mentioning. However, Brook, as well as Zoro and the samurai, are now fucked because they turn around and they have to deal with the miniature versions of Smiley. Yeah, all that slime and crap building up, they gotta fight it. So they've been blindsided by miniature copies of Smiley. So Sanji got the better end of the deal here, in my opinion. Now, moving on past that, we are taking to a little cutscene with Law. Now, Law is finally in the laboratory. He's in Caesar Clown's headquarters, and he runs into Monet. I'm like, oh, great, this is going to be an interesting little twist. Now, why does Law not use his powers on Monet? Instead, Monet thinks Law is asking her out, so she goes with Law outside while Chopper has been left behind in a little pouch that Law was carrying around, so he can pretty much go through all of Caesar Clown's craft to find a cure or antidote to find out what he was up to when he was experimenting with the kids, of course. But still, Law doesn't do anything to Monet. Instead, they leave the lab and they go outside. Monet thinks Law has something for her, or they're going out on a date or something. Who the hell knows? It was just a diversion. He was just a decoy. So Chopper could basically break down Caesar Clown's, well, his room in general to find a cure or something along those lines. Still, Monet, those glasses, I thought they made you look smarter, but you know what? Out the ear, you know, in the ear, out the other. That's pretty much what just happened. But sorry, I digress. Moving on past that, we are taken to another cutscene with Luffy. Now, Luffy has Caesar Clown in his arms. You know, he's grabbed onto Caesar Clown, and it's all thanks to his haki. So if it wasn't for Luffy's haki, he would not be able to get control over Caesar Clown. Because remember, Caesar Clown is a logo type user, and most logo type users, are hard to touch because they can transfer their body into something else. Now, Robin is being very skeptical right now, basically pointing out to Luffy, we don't know what Caesar Clown's real devil fruit powers are, what he's capable of doing, because he's a logo type. We should not take things so lightly. So, God bless you, Robin, for being honest. But it wasn't soon enough, because Luffy, he fucks up nonetheless. He didn't think this out thoroughly, so he just grabbed Caesar Clown without thinking, what am I going to do next? That's Luffy for you. And moving on past that, we get to see Luffy versus Caesar Clown. Yes, Caesar Clown is awake. He may have been caught, but it's Luffy that's now fucked. Plain and simple. So we get to see Caesar Clown versus Luffy, and that's a great matchup in my opinion. I mean, we haven't seen that kind of matchup in a while. So moving on past that, we get to see Luffy, and he uses his armament hardening right away, and then he uses Bell. So he uses armament hardening, Bell. I don't think we've ever seen him use Bell before, so it was a privilege to see him use it, in my opinion, but it misses Caesar Clown, so it was pointless. Now, as for Caesar Clown, he uses something called Gas Robe, basically poison gas. Don't know why he couldn't just say poison gas, but he calls it Gas Robe. So Caesar Clown uses Gas Robe on Luffy, and it catches Luffy. So I guess it was worth mentioning, but I don't know, the graphics kind of sucked in my opinion when I saw it. Now Luffy, he breathes in the gas, because we see Caesar Clown saying no one's ever made it past me when they breathe in the gas. We see one of the G5 members die after they breathe the gas in. Everyone assumes Luffy's gonna die because he's just breathing all this gas in, and then he's sucking it in, breathing it in like a moron. I'm like, whoa, Luffy, a couple screws loose there. I know you're eccentric and you're crazy and you're one dumb motherfucker when it counts. This is definitely beneath you, buddy. So Luffy, he's sucking all this poison gas into him like a moron, and you're wondering, well, where's this gonna go? Henshin, where's this gonna go? Like, okay, where's it going, Luffy? I see all this gas going inside you. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. No, he doesn't. In fact, somehow, because of what happened in Impel Down, he's kind of resistant against toxic gases and whatnot. So once he takes all the gas in, it goes out of his ears, and he's been purified, I guess. He's not even poisoned. I'm like, holy shit, Luffy, you just got cooler. I don't know how else to describe that. Not just cooler, but man, he's more of a badass than I thought he ever was. If he can withstand poison from Caesar Clown like that, definitely worth mentioning. And hey man, I'm rooting for you, plain and simple. Now, it doesn't stop there. After Luffy gets rid of all the gas that was inside of him, he uses Jet Mace. I love when he uses Jet Mace, and it definitely gets right into Caesar Clown, punches him right across wherever he was battling, and into a building. So Caesar Clown looks like he's down for the count because he went flying after Luffy uses his Jet Mace. Now, it's not over by a long shot. We see Caesar Clown looking very pissed off. He wants revenge over that cheap shot. I mean, who wouldn't? I love the build up there. So Caesar Clown, he looks kind of pissed. And we're taking to a little cutscene with Luffy. And Luffy, he's not done. He uses armament hardening Gatling. I love it. He doesn't even pause. He just goes straight into it. But you know what? Caesar Clown, he uses his Gastanets. So Caesar Clown, he doesn't even wait for Luffy. He uses Gastanets. It's an instrument, but it's also part of his Devil Fruit power. So we see Caesar Clown, he uses Gastanets on Luffy, and it's a direct hit. I'm like, damn. Oh, no, it gets better. Caesar Clown, he sees all the copies of Smileys, and he gets them built up around Luffy. So now Luffy has all this slime around him, and it explodes onto him. Now, so if Caesar Clown's first attack didn't do shit to Luffy, yeah, Caesar Clown's second attack, using all the copies of Smileys, definitely got to Luffy. It looked like he was down for the count, and then Caesar Clown, he goes into like his evil monologue about how he's amazing and whatnot, and how he killed or got rid of Luffy, because to me, Luffy looks like he's dead. There's no body, no nothing. Everyone believes Luffy's now dead. Luffy, he's alive. Motherfucker is back. He's alive. He's doing great. I was like, that was a dramatic entrance. I mean, it was a dramatic exit scene, but it was a dramatic entrance where we get to see him entering the fight yet again. Luffy gets up. He looks like he's barely unharmed. He's like, that's it? Huh. Thought you were a little tougher than that. All this buildup of being a crazy motherfucking scientist, the best of the best. Nah. It's Luffy, motherfucker. Luffy is never down for the count. Or so we think. So moving on past that, we are taking to a little cutscene with Luffy. Now he uses his jet stamp. Yet another new technique we've never seen, at least in my opinion, anime-wise. I'm not going into manga. But he uses jet stamp, and it's a direct hit on Caesar Clown. And you assume that's the final blow that gets to Caesar Clown. No, it's not. But that's what everyone believes. Now, G5's about to attack Luffy because it looks like Luffy's going to be the next target that everyone's going to go after. So G5, as well as Smoker and Tashigi, are now going after all the Straw Hats and Luffy. I'm like, oh shit. And out of nowhere, Luffy stops. Like, his eyes get pale, kind of white out. I'm like, why is Luffy not moving, not saying anything? And it looks like he's about to pass out. Yeah, Caesar Clown has made his next move on Luffy already. Like, maybe this is the poisonous gases kicking in. No, it's not. Somehow, Caesar Clown pulled the wools over our eyes because he did something to Luffy. And Luffy, he falls. He's been defeated. And there's a sudden silence among the crowd. Yeah, Luffy was defeated. I'm like, holy shit. Oh, no, it gets better. Frankie, he attacks. Because Frankie, he takes this very personally, because you know what, my captain's, he's fallen, I've got to be there for him. So Frankie, he attacks. And then Robin also attacks. Guess what? Frankie has been defeated. Robin has been defeated. So we're taking to a little cutscene with Tashigi. She's been defeated. Like, get the fuck out. Tashigi's been defeated. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. Smoker, he's been defeated. I'm like, there's not many characters left, okay? Everyone's been defeated that's come in close contact with Caesar Clown as of now, and we have no idea what he did to defeat them. Now, toward the end of the episode, we are taking to another cutscene with Law, and he's in pain. He's not defeated, but he's with Monet, so we see Law with Monet. They're outside the lab, and he's getting pale. He's not collapsing like Luffy and the others were, but somehow I think it's connected, but he does kind of pass out a little bit. He's still awake, though, and he's with Monet, and out of nowhere, a character that we have never seen before appears right in front of Law, and apparently he's face-to-face with Law. Law knows this character, and this character knows Law, and that's where the episode ends. As for final thought, I don't really have a lot of final thoughts other than who is in front of Law. We do not know this new character. And as for Caesar Clown, what did he do to Luffy and everyone else? We still don't know. And that ends it for my final thoughts. As for my rating, 3.5 out of 5. Great episode. Emotion, drama, not so much. Fighting, the fighting was there. New information, possibly a new character soon. Can't wait to find out. But again, final rating, 3.5 out of 5. And that ends it for my walkthrough and review of One Piece episode 597. Definitely comment down below. Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe. Check me out on Twitter and follow me if you like. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode coming out. But again, guys, that ends it for now. I got to hit the bricks and I got to go. And before I go, I got to say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.